Alright, this is going to be my last attempt trying to cover this. I keep trying to make videos and they keep being over half an hour long. Um, my when I tried doing this on a stream, my frame rates went down to like 1 frame every 8 seconds. I am not kidding you. You can go check it out yourself. But I'm going to talk really quick about perks, and I'll make an official video later. This is a personal one for Alli, because you were wondering about perks and how they work, and let's go over them real quick. This is my character, by the way. I named her Noodle Cup because I didn't really, or Ramen Cup, because I didn't really have any idea for the speedrun character I wanted to make, and I was like, hey, let's make one for this video. I'm going to talk very fast and very, very briefly. Now, I did say Bretons are better, but I actually made her a high elf, because for this build at least we are going full into Magicka and having a massive pool of magic, which is going to help me, because one of my goals is to get level 100 in all these skills. Now, actually, before we get into that, this hopefully my mouse is recording. You get a perk each time you level up, right? And then each time you skill up, it gives an amount of experience towards your level up. Now, I could just say that, just keep skilling things up, you'll get more perks, you can put them in whatever, you can refund them later on when you get a skill to 100, you can do what's called making it legendary, it resets it back down to like 20 or so, and you get all your perk points back. So, yeah, don't worry about spending them, don't overthinking it, if a perk looks cool, go for it. But that would be a very short video, and it wouldn't be very informational. I have a ton of information, and each time I do this, it's like over a half an hour of talking, so let's go real quick. So, all of these are color-coded. You'll notice that you had the 3 standing stones that you found at the very beginning of the game, the Mage Stone, the Thief Stone, and the Warrior Stone that gives you 20% experience towards its respective skills. So all these ones in the blue, illusion, conjuration, destruction, restoration, alteration, and enchanting are all mage stuff. Now, this is part of the blue. Enchanting is the mage craft, as opposed to smithing is the warrior craft, and the warrior skills are smithing, heavy armor, block, two-handed, one-handed, and then we get to archery, which is the thief portion, which is in green. This is how they are color coded. So, archery, light armor, sneak, lockpicking, pickpocketing, speech, and the crafting, alchemy. Illusion. All skills skill up in XP equivalent to. They're all value based. So, depending on what it is, the definition of value will change. Bear with me just a moment. So, illusion, I cast a spell called Muffle. It requires a lot of mana. It's very expensive. And you'll see it's at 94 because I can just cast it to muffle my footprints and make them silent. And by using a lot of mana, it gives me a lot of experience. Now, I can cut that in half by getting perks into here. All of the magic ones, they all start out with the novice level spells are half cost, and then they all have a tree of half cost for apprentice, adept, expert, and then master level spells. They also all have, if you dual cast it, XYZ effect happens. There's a more powerful version of it. For instance, your flames, going from 2 hands each, they become like a one-handed or a double-handed Kamehameha kind of Super Saiyan stuff. Now, that being said, each tree does have some interesting stuff, and I will very quickly, cause I don't have much time, shout out some specific ones. Quiet casting makes it silent, so if you're trying to sneak up on somebody, you can throw some armor on yourself, some magic armor, or blow something up without, or set a magic trap on the ground without alerting a bunch of people that are nearby. Conjuration, raise dead, summon things, pretty straightforward. Best way to level this is to cast Soul Trap. Soul Trap is a spell. When something dies, it fills up Soul Gem, and that's how you enchant your stuff. So you can cast Soul Trap on a dead NPC, or even on Shadowmere if you get Shadowmere from the Dark Brotherhood questline, which is something I highly recommend doing as soon as possible, because having your own horse to travel around on is really, really dope. Destruction is based on how much damage they take. Restoration is based on how much health you regain. I'd love more to talk about destruction, but I keep going way too long in these videos. There are some cool stuff in restoration. You can actually heal your own stamina with healing spells. And you can also regenerate magicka faster, 25%, and this is, since I have 1 out of 2 here, at level 60 I can put another perk here into it and make it 50% faster, which means I can spam things on myself like telekinesis or muffle or whatever, to just level up more and more faster. Those things. Hold on, where are we at? I will give a special mention to Necromage. It is probably the best perk in the entire game. It makes spells more effective against undead. Now, if we want to get into a nerdy moment real quick, programming wise, the game considers potions as an item that casts a spell on you. If you happen to be undead, like you get bit by a vampire and you turn into a vampire, you contract Sanguiris Vampiris or whatever, Vampiris Sanguinitis or whatever. They give it a name. You can be considered undead, and this gets broken real quick, real fast. More on that in a second. Alteration, you can throw stuff on you can alter stuff. You can give yourself armor, and you can also use telekinesis, transmute ore. That's also a good one. But in here, magic resistance, that's a couple cool block X percentage of a spell's effect. That's cool. And then if you are going pretty much buck naked like I am, where I'm wearing just the robes and no armor itself, you can use spells like Stone Flesh, Oak Flesh, Ebony Flesh. There's a whole series. And they, if you're not wearing any armor, they're up to 3 times stronger eventually. And so that could replace armor without me actually wearing anything but robes. It's a play style. It's not for everyone, but there's ways to make it work. Pretty easy ways to make it work. Just cast it on yourself. But you got to remember to actually go, oh, there's some bandits. Let me throw the spell on, and now I'm protected. Enchanting. Any weapon that doesn't have an enchantment on it already, you can throw another enchantment onto it. At max level, you can throw 2. You can break down enchantments to get it. Oh, the fastest way to level this is... sorry, I totally skipped alteration. Fastest way to level that, it's the more expensive spells. Same thing with, conjuration and illusion. But telekinesis, holy crap, it drains your mana so fast. You can get mana reducing stuff like that robe I showed, or jewelry that says, reduce alteration. You can make it completely free to use a spell like telekinesis that absolutely drains your mana. And you could even rubber band your controller and get it up from like level 20 to 100 in about 7.5 minutes. I have timed it before. But enchanting is how you could put stuff on there to reduce costs, like those spells. So thinking about how much detail I don't want to go into right now. Smithing, pretty straightforward. People will tell you make 1,000 iron daggers to get to level 100. Pretty straightforward. That is no longer the truth, I guess. It's all value based, and so if you transmute your iron ore to silver ore and then gold ore, you can make jewelry. Jewelry being very expensive, you can save up your gems and stuff you find and throw them in there to make jewelry. You make some super duper flawless diamond necklace or whatever that's going to give you a crap ton of smithing levels and experience and stuff. One perk I will point out in here, each of these, the left side is for smithing light armors and stuff. The right side is for heavier armors. If you did want to get them and improve them to be able to craft whatever it is, and then you can improve them twice as much. Like up here, you have dragon smithing. If you really wanted to get into making your own armor, you'd need to go up either side to grab that. And then the interesting one here is Arcane Blacksmith, that lets you improve magical weapons. So if a weapon has an enchantment on it, you can improve it. Otherwise, you normally can't work with weapons that are already improved. Heavy armor, block, and light armor, just the more you get hit, the more you take damage, the more damage that's being reduced. That's how the experience adds up. There are some interesting ones. Heavy and light armor both increase the amount of effectiveness your armor is. You can get an armor rating of up to, I believe it's 450%, which gives you an 80% damage reduction. There's also things like there's the light armor also has this, but it just says light armor instead of heavy armor. But if you are wearing all heavy or all light armor, there's an extra 25% bonus. If it's all per se orc or all elven or all whatever, you get another 25% bonus. And between that, smithing and whatnot, you can definitely get that 450 armor bonus even in wearing light armor. Heavy armor obviously weighs more, and you can't sneak around as much if that's what you try to do. However, there are even perks that lets it not weigh anything or slow you down when it's being worn. But that's a pretty high end perk. Attacking trees or perk skill constellation, whatever you want to call it, two-handed, one-handed archery, they all start out with similarly 20% more effectiveness on the damage, up to 100% more effectiveness, and it is based on the damage rating of the base weapon. So without enchantments, without sharpening it or enhancing it through smithing or whatever, if you're using a steel weapon versus an obsidian weapon or a daedric weapon or the highest tier being dragon, a dragon bow per se is going to level you a lot faster than an elven bow or a hunter's bow or whatever that deals less damage. That does not mean more damage you deal more means more experience. It is the base damage. So if you chug a potion of, increase archery damage, increase one-handed damage, that all that does is kill things faster. It does not get you more experience. And also the type of arrow you use for archery doesn't matter for experience. Light armor, kind of went over that with the armor ones. It's pretty much a mirror of heavy armor. Sneaking around NPCs, moving while stealthed around NPCs, and sneak attacks. There's ways to exploit this really easily, especially NPCs that don't die. Like they're critical by the game, so they're immortal, and you can just sneak attack them a million times, get level 100 in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Lockpicking, straightforward. Although I will say the higher level lock, the more experience, the more experience you'll get, and then when you fail, you also get a sliver of experience. Pickpocketing, pretty straightforward. increases the chances of success. Even if you're not the stealthy type, though, there is extra pockets, which increases your carrying capacity by 100. So getting to level 50 is pretty nice. You can also poison people by placing poisons in their pocket. Reverse pickpocketing. Speech, that's leveled up by the value of the item being bought or sold. That's pretty cool. However, special mention merchants, you can sell any type of item to anyone. Normally, you'd only be able to sell weapons to smiths and such, or potions to the apothecary person, but that just doesn't matter when you have that perk. You can sell anything to anyone, almost anything. Investor, you can give somebody 500 gold to work with. Eventually, you can make items that are worth a lot, and you can just be like, yo, here's a dagger, give me all your gold. And them having more gold is just better for you in the long run. So fence, that lets you sell stolen goods to anyone, and the master trader gives you 1,000 gold to all merchants so that they have extra gold to work with, so you can earn more gold. The other side is persuading and intimidating, like bribing guards and stuff like that. And then our last skill tree is alchemy. When you put ingredients together, they have benefits or detriments, like poisons and stuff. This, of course, makes it stronger, but the notable one is back here at level 100. It removes the negative effects from the potions and positive effects from the poisons, so that if you poison your weapon and it happens to have an effect like increases health regeneration, or a potion that heals you, but it also like paralyzes you for a second because of the combination of ingredients you happen to choose. This will get rid of this. This will fix that. So in that way, now, because potions are items that cast spells on you, that makes Necromage really crazy if you're undead. Somebody's going to tell you at some point about the alchemy and enchanting loop, and real quick, what that is that you can brew potions of fortify enchanting, and then drink that, and then enchant gear with the enchantment of fortifying alchemy, stronger enchantments. There are a couple ways you can quest that. Through the Dark Brotherhood, there's a bonus quest, or there's like a bonus like, hey, if you also do this, I'll give you a little bonus. And that's how I got Miri's Ring. And created potions are X% more powerful. So I am going to break this down eventually, and then use that enchantment to make essentially a crafting set of gear. That crafting set of gear is going to let me make stronger potions, which is going to let me make stronger fortify enchantment potions. I'm going to drink that, make stronger gear that has created potions are X% more powerful, and it's going to loop over and over again. And if you're undead and you have the Necromage perk, it's going to just be even more powerful until it's like each piece of gear is giving you like 30-something% stronger potions. It loops, and it just kind of, your enchantments make better potions, your potions make better enchantments, and back and forth. It eventually evens itself out. And there's ways to exploit it even further than that, but that's if you really wanted to make it. That's if you wanted to go beyond making the interesting part of the games, and then just going to making it absolutely no fun because everything's so broken, and you're selling somebody a dagger worth 20 million gold suddenly. I don't think I said... No, I did not say. Oh my gosh, how did I forget this? I thought I included everything. But enchanting... enchanting, as the value is based on the financial value of the item, of the enchantment you're making. Per se, you enchant your iron daggers that you've been collecting for this exact reason. You eventually find an enchantment that is the Banish enchantment. It is the most expensive enchantment. It increases the value of the item the most. So eventually, when you find it, it starts out like 4 or 5, maybe 6. No, I think it's like 600 or 700 gold, and you can sell those to the merchant. As you get your enchanting up and make stronger enchantments, you can make iron daggers worth like 1,200 to 2,000 gold, and it becomes more of a game of finding merchants. Now, I will say real quick, that is all I wanted to cover about perks for right now. However, each time you level up, you get a perk, and you can also get mentored up to 5 times per level. So if I go, oh, well, she doesn't have anything to pickpocket, does she? If I say, hey, I really want to learn more destruction, well, I've already bought 5 levels from her, and as those levels go up, per the skill, it goes up, and now she wants 4,000 gold. Wow, that's a lot. And I only have 13,000. Oh no. Well, when we level up being, I'll speed this part up, but as I said, I have the cost reducing robe, so I can cast this really expensive spell. It's at half cost, but I can spam it both, and then I can also regain magic by waiting one hour if I really need to. Oh, there we go. So that gives me a lot of experience. I want to speed this part up real quick. All right, so we got our level up there. That lets me go up, and we go. Oh, couple quick tips. When you level up, everything goes full, so you can actually save a level up for mid-battle if you really wanted to have an emergency heal. That gives us our thing, and yeah, sorry, I wasn't really prepared because I was prepared, then I filmed this 3 times, and it was over a half hour each, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, we're going to get back to midnight. So, alright, so I changed the time back, so she's all tired and going to bed. Good night. Good night, Feralda. Alright, so, because we leveled up, we can talk to her, and we can go, oh, cool, I want to learn this. Now, I actually don't have enough money. Oh, man, that really sucks. Now, this is why we can just go back and we can steal it from her. But if we notice, well, we have a 0% chance to steal it from her. Now, you can call this cheating if you want. I like to understand game mechanics and how the game works. Funny enough, if you happen to have a spell or a potion or a poison or whatever of paralysis, you can poison her. Or you can paralyze her. This is a legitimate tactic in the game, and it will let me pickpocket her as she gets up. I can pickpocket her. Still a 0% chance, but she's not going to be mad at me. She won't notice. And it's just simply, a lot of games use that when a character is paralyzed or unconscious. They cannot be made aware of stuff, such as me stealing stuff that has a 0% chance. And I can talk to her. She's not going to be... I can go back and talk to her. Do that 2 more times to get my 5... I've got probably 20 levels just trying to record this thing. Gosh. Alright. Wow, I did not say alchemy, actually, now that I think about it. So real quick, the more expensive potion that you make, the more, again, it's all about the bigger value. The more expensive potion you make, the bigger amount of experience you're going to get. With that being said, potions of invisibility, water breathing, and my personal favorite is the health restoration potion. If you use something like wheat and a giant's toe, those are very easily farmable. I specifically mentioned those potions because while there are things that are worth more, those all have very easy ingredients to get. So that's kind of like the min-max of like how easy the ingredients are to get versus how much how valuable they are. Technically, there are potions that can be worth a lot more, but they're a lot harder to make. So, But yeah, hopefully that clears things up about leveling, perks, getting perks, resetting perks. I can almost reset illusion. Um, there are bonus perks. This isn't an extra thing. It's about bonus perks. So these are not in there. They do not tell you about them straight up. But some quests, you can go to IGN, search bonus perks in Skyrim. There are some quests that give you passive perks. These you can't really like refund or whatever, or reset. But there's stuff like 10% extra damage to the opposite sex, which, by the way, since you're female, that actually is a huge advantage because all giants are male. 50% resist magic. My personal favorite one I go for as soon as I'm out of the gate is this Gift of Gab. It's the very first quest in the Bard's College. Very easy to get, and you get to permanently, your speech skill increases 15% faster. So every time you make a purchase or a sale, you're going to be getting 15% extra experience. And then speaking of experience, which ties into skilling up in perks faster, more efficiently, and whatnot, there is the Lover Stone, which is a 15% experience to all skills. However, you can't. That would replace your 20% in the specific one, unless you do a quest called the Ethereum Wars. There's actually a book in the Bard's College right next to where you talk to the guy. And if you follow it, it's a bit of a quote-unquote long one. It's just multiple parts, really. But you eventually can craft this Ethereum crown, which will let you hold... it retains last standing stone ability that you had, granting you the effects in addition of your current stone, which means that you could put the Lover Stone 15% in there and have the other, like the Mage Standing Stone or the Warrior or the Thief or whatever, as your normal stone, giving you 35% experience in one of those 15 overall. If you get married, you can also get if you get married and have a house, your spouse can cook a special meal for you that gets you an experience bonus, and then also well-rested bonus from using a bed you own or a bed at if you purchase a night at like an inn or a tavern or whatever. That'll give you also the well-rested bonus, which is another 10 or 15% experience. So if you ever wanted to say like, oh man, I really want my smithing to be efficient when I craft all this jewelry, go stack all those things up, you get like an extra 50% experience, and then just have a ball at it. Anyways, hopefully that helps. Yeah,